Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Yeah, we are in our ore processing room because in between the episodes I have added more centrifuges, more macerators, and almost everything which comes from our ender quarries is being processed. That's mine. It's not a loot. However, today that's not what we are going to focus on. What we are going to focus on is magic. You're asking which magic mod? All of them. It's GregTech New Horizons, so you need something from one magic mod in order to get into the other magic mod. However, I know where we're going to start with. It's Witchery. So Witchery is a very naturey mod and everything starts with nature, right? And therefore you need seeds. There are a few different types of seeds, not cotton, not barley, not seeds. But we have snowbell, we have mandrake, we have artichoke, we have belladonna, and we have wolfsbane. How do you get them? Well, I remembered something. You just have to hoe grass. That's it. Eventually you're going to get something. And now that we have some of the seeds, let's try to plant them. At this very moment we are interested in mandrake. It's actually my favorite seed ever, because see what happens. Okay, it didn't happen. Sometimes it happens. Dude, happen. Yes. That guy. There is a muffler which makes him not do that. And best time not to have your sword on you. I don't know where's my sword. Does have a lot of health though. And guess what? Once you kill him, you get mandrake roots. Mods used to be fun. Don't get me wrong, they are still fun. It's just that you have to play an older version. And yes, I have also found my sword. It was in the system. We can also repair it. We need more, which is perfectly fine. The reason I repaired it is that I have made a very important sword blade, which took like 40 hours. Well, not 40, but it's neutronium. Our original sword used to do 46 damage, now it does 54. It also has a humongous durability. Yeah, let's get back to work. Now that we have the seeds and we know how to get mandrake, we need an oven. It's GregTech New Horizons, so it takes you 50 hours just to make an oven, but it's fine. We already have it. And I have also made some clay jars. So that should be the quest. Lovely. So the oven that you see in front of you is basically a furnace, but what it does is very important because it gives us fumes. So you put the jar in, you put some coal, and you put in some saplings. And well, you will get wood ash. And there's also a chance of getting a fume. Depends on the sapling. Chances are garbage. It's taking too long. Let's divide everything. Oh yeah, this one was successful. 2 of them. We need 16 for the quest. However, we can make the ovens a bit more efficient. Everything is so dark. Yes, fume funnel. Did you know, even at the UV age, steam machines are quite fine. I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, that is our funnel. We need 2. You put it next to the oven and there should be a connection. That should make it a bit more efficient. Yeah, precisely. We're getting close to 16 fumes. That should be another quest. However, now that we have our fumes, we need something called anointing paste in order to make something called a cauldron. It's not a normal cauldron, it's a witch's cauldron. And I'm assuming we just need the one, right? Yeah. We have our paste. It's like the Silas Mundus in the recent versions, you just right click on a cauldron and voila. The cauldron works with water and unfortunately I don't really know how to get water anymore. So I thought maybe we should make ourselves an ever full urn and also test our new sword. Very fine. You know, in the past we used to have tanks, we used to have a lot of things that gave us water. Now we don't have anything. It's also not going to be symmetrical, but I think it's fine. We're stable enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you wireless transfer of water using magic. Obviously I had to make 2 ever full urns, the other one is for the petal apothecary. Yeah, lovely. We might need more. This is the part where I'm not exactly sure, but can we heat the cauldron up with a night ore? I don't think it will work. Yeah, it doesn't work. I had to try. We just go with normal fire. It works fine. We have done a ton of magic to make bubbly water. No, actually we have done all of this in order to get something called mutandis. So it's 1 mandrake, 1 horned, and 1 egg. Give me. Thank you. That is mutandis. So what does mutandis do? It mutates crops, basically. And it's not just any crop that we want the ones from Witchery. Like this one, alder. We are going to need a ton of mutandis. And yeah, when I say a ton of mutandis, I really mean a ton of mutandis. So the questbook wanted me to make 48, I made a teeny tiny bit more and we're left with 16, which we're going to keep because I think I have all the plants. So this is alder. I'm really not a botanist, I just look at the tree and enjoy it. I don't really care about the name, but this is also rowan. We have glintweed, we have hawthorn, we got Spanish moth. It's different than the actual moth. We got ember moth, which is also a moth. I also kept birch and jungle. I wasn't sure if I have the saplings. So our next quest is actually to make some mutandis extremis, but I think this one requires altar power. It doesn't say that it needs that, so I don't know, let's give it a try. Yeah, I think it needs altar power. It's perfectly fine, even though we don't really need the altar in order to progress, but let's also make the altar. It's a good thing I kept the birch. I was twerking. Yeah, you play different mod packs, you gain different habits. Yeah, this is a bit silly to do everything manually. It takes a lot of time to get saplings. Do we have extra birch? No. We just use the farming station, it's easier. And some fertilizer. Should help. We needed the birch saplings in order to make something called the Breath of the Goddess, which we have it and it's not a quest. That's because probably we need 8. What the? Yeah, screw you, I'll just make the altar. For some reason we need 3 sets. This is not going to be our witchery area. Our witchery area is actually going to be down there somewhere. But for the moment I just want to know if everything works, and yeah, that is Mutandis Extremis. It needed altar power. It's a garbage amount of power. So the reason that we had to start Witchery, even though we are going to continue it later on, is that we want to start getting the blood altar. In this mod pack, in order to make it, you need an attuned stone from Witchery, which requires a whiff of magic, which is Rowan saplings. I actually have plenty of Rowan, and it has a ton of leaves. Also, we are angering the nature. Yes, hi. 200 health. What a jerk. It can spawn as infernal, so we could be in real trouble. Gives you moth. Oh, also end tweak. Oh, and by the way, you don't really need to grow these plants that I have made. They will grow and spread on their own. They just need space. I thought before we move on to blood magic, maybe we should finish some of the quests in Witchery. So I did manage to get myself the Mutandis Extremis. Our Breath of the Goddess should be ready at this very moment. I'm not exactly sure, but let's give it a check. Okay, it's not. But it should be a relatively easy job. I just got one more stack of birch. They also want us to get the foul fume, which is from jungle saplings. And for jungle saplings, one of the things that I didn't know is that their sapling drop rate is garbage. So if you want to have any chance of duplicating the saplings, you need a 2x2 tree. I had to bone meal a lot. But while my fumes are getting ready, let's do one more quest. The Mutating Spring. It does require 1800 altar power, and for that I actually use the Wither Skeleton Skull on top of our altar. It triples the power, so we have like 3000, but it's a wart, the tweak, and Mutandis Extremis. Did I mess it up? I did mess it up. How? Yeah, I think somebody messed up the numbers. It's not 1.8, it's way more. Oops. I'm at 4000. If nothing burns down. This is also kind of fun. You can change grass to mycelium. Or change it back. It does have garbage durability, which I didn't remember. But it can be repaired easily. Also, it's kind of fun. If you have dirt underwater, you can change it into clay. Again, garbage durability. But it's nice. So moving on, let us finish our quests. That should be 2 of them. Come on, give me the other one. Thank you. Let's get our bloody altar. That should be our attuned stone. We can have 2 of them, hopefully. No? Yeah, that is a quest, I know that. I can't really wait to get a better wand, so that I don't have to switch every 5 seconds. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is not a bloody altar. Fine by me. But we have our altar, and it took me a while, but we also have our dagger of sacrifice. Really? And I think with this one you have to poke yourself. Yeah, it does work. We have plenty of hearts. Yeah, that's a decent amount of blood. So this is GregTech New Horizons. You can't really just make slates. We need a bucket of blood first. Because I'm assuming the way that it works is that we have to put arcane stone inside a cutting machine with blood. I don't know, can we have an extra input hatch on our cutting machine? Oops. Come back. Okay, we can insert the blood. That's fine. Is it gonna cut? I mean, it should cut. Oh, it's off. Yeah. Okay, it does cut. Yay, we have arcane slates. Apparently that has to go inside an altar to give us the blank slate, and somehow we would be able to use it in order to make blood runes. With concrete. Yeah, I think we're going to need more hearts, because otherwise the start is just gonna be painful. It's okay, fear not, I have been preparing for this. Oh, we just got one. So this arcane slate, yeah, it's from GregTech New Horizons. It's basically supposed to be your stone, because when you put it inside the altar, you will get blank slates. I think for our purpose at this very moment, we just needed like 2. Now, if we make the raw orb tier 1, using the slates, we can upgrade it to weak orb. It's getting confusing. And then we just have to put it inside the altar. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, we need 5000 blood, and that should be our weak blood orb. Yay, it's ready. Thank you for the quests. It's just that we need a teeny tiny blood inside it as well. So let's fill in the altar. Okay, so I have been checking the quest as to what we should do next. And well, based on the recipes, it's obvious. We need this guy, the alchemic chemistry set. It's the same as your alchemical table in 1.12. It's just that crafting it is a bit more involved. Oh, and by the way, enchanted golden apples are amazing. I don't know how long the regen is, because I could just pump out blood. That was great. But perfect, that is all alchemical set. Looks weird. Our orb goes over there, and now we should be able to craft stuff. Continuing everything requires like 400 million different patterns. Oh, okay, we have that. Because I need so many ingredients, that's not gonna work. That will work. Also, what happened to my molecular assemblers? Everything is messed up. I put everything in one row, now it's just everywhere. It's okay. It will work. Okay, so long story short, I have to make something called simple catalyst. I need 16 of that. That is 8000 LP, and I have no idea how much LP I have in my orb. And for a second I didn't know where my orb was, but it's over there. That also requires something called growth medium, which is not an easy thing to make, but we have everything now. I set in all the patterns, and I made the pattern wrong. Yeah, I don't think it requires the water in the recipe. I swear somebody was suffocating here. Oh, I'm under my mob farm. So, growth medium, 16. We can craft it. Lovely. So if I put the files in, you should start doing something. Oh, you are doing something. Oh, you're slow. Well, I guess later on we're going to need a few of these chemistry sets. While everything is cooking, I thought to myself, maybe we should upgrade our altar to tier 2. I don't think we're going to make it to tier 3 today. Also, ignore the contents of the target inventory. Blood orb goes in. And can I have 8 blood runes? Yeah, everything seems to be correct. Oh, it's crafting it. That's fast. I'll be very honest with you, I don't think we're going to need that orb ever again, so I'll just put it there for just making blood runes. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, hi. You get the trophy when you break it. There's also a trophy for the sacrificial knife. How would you break it? Should I pick it up? Okay. I like trophies. Also, at this very moment, again, it doesn't really matter. We're going to have our altar here. And if we just make a base out of blood runes, that should be tier 2. How would I know? Okay. If you update it, it's tier 2. So now we need the apprentice orb. That actually was way easier than I was expecting, because we had everything. Yeah. The only thing that we're missing is the actual blood. How much do we need? 10,000. Oh boy. That is 100 stabs. Unless we can make a rune of sacrifice, which I'm assuming it's gated. Oh yeah. Tier 3. Holy. Never mind. Yeah, this is why I'm saying the region on the golden apples are amazing. Look. So, the altar is full. You go inside. We might have to stab a bit more. Just in case. Oh, and by the way, I did craft more yellow hearts. 3 of them. And we got 2 extra hearts from food. And that is our tier 2 blood orb. Wait, you're not a... Oh my goodness. I don't know why the quest book does that. It's GregTech. What can you do? That should be the tier 2 slates and... The orb? I have it on me. Thank you. I want to try and go to tier 3 and then we will call it a day for blood magic and we will focus on botania, but ironically the healing axe doesn't actually heal you. It just gives you saturation, which is not that great. And yeah, I'm eating berries so that I can eat golden apples. Also, a discovery that I have made is that it's better to make life cells instead of a bucket of liquid life. Or blood, or whatever. Because they stack. You need to eat 20 food. Wow. It's okay, I think I have a plan. I'm keeping potions from my mob farm. I'm not? I thought I am. We can eat hearts. Yeah, that's better. That's way better. Let's take them all. The problem is that I need around 80 slates in order to upgrade this guy, and well, it's not going amazing. But we're at 90%. There's a bunch of slates in there. 98%? Come on, just a bit more. Oh, we're good. Give me. 62. Wait, was it just 62? I thought I had more. Also, we are consuming the hearts a bit faster than I was expecting, so am I voiding it? I honestly don't think that I'm voiding it. We're just not getting it fast enough, I guess. But I have 62, I just need 18 more, and we're good to go. Wait a minute. You can have yellow hearts too, right? Let's give it a test. I have killed a ton of withers. Oh, this is better, I think. Yeah. We're good. I think the blood runes are ready, however, we need something very special. Blood-soaked thaumium block. This is also a costume recipe, but the pillars of the tier 3 has to be this thaumium block. It's not that horrifying, it's just 5000 LP per piece. So it should be manageable. Yes, that's the one. We just need 8. Then we're good. Also, after this, we're not really going to have that many problems because we can have the Rune of Sacrifice. Because we will get imbued slates, is the thing. Okay, so the tier 3 went surprisingly well. We don't have any augments, but it's a tier 3 altar. Well, not yet. We need the pillars, like so, and we need the glowstone, like so. Yes, tier 3. Perfect. Actually, maybe we should cover this place as well. So I think the orb is 25,000, right? Wow. Hi. Your capacity? And it's imbued slates with weird stuff. Okay, we don't have to go that crazy. This is already a good achievement for blood magic for today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try and do something which a lot of you are not going to like. That is the magician's orb. Well, not the orb itself, but what we need in order to make the orb. And somehow we're going to try and cheese it. We have 10,000 blood. Can I have a golden apple? It will take ages to eat. Yes, I can. So you go in, we stab. We try to keep it full for 30,000 LP. Actually, I can fill it faster than it's being crafted. If this was the new version, I don't think this would have worked. I think we're gonna make it. It's kind of cheating, but who cares? Yeah, we're done. Thank you. Now it's a good time to call it a day for blood magic for today. Remember, the reason that we are doing blood magic is for the rituals, which I haven't done the research for it yet, so not a big deal. Okay, so that entire crazy recipe was just for one block. Terrestrial agglomeration plate. And just in case you didn't notice it from the montage, that's the recipe. It was fun. Also, that ate through almost my entire supply of mana, so I have been AFK here for a while. You know, I have a Rosa Arcana, where else would you AFK? I do have a feeling that the recipes have been buffed, because Mana Diamonds was just crazy. Anyways, let us try to get our first Terror Steel. We're gonna need 5 or 6, I think. Let's get 2 sparks. I know that some of you are going to argue that automating the ruins was probably a wiser choice, but automation in Botania without the Elven knowledge is not the best. I don't really know what is the recipe for Terra still in this bot pack. I'm assuming they haven't changed it that much. Okay. Seems to be the same. And mana seems to be also the same. Yeah, precisely. Our first one. Oh! Another trophy. I just made a very rough calculation and it does seem that we're going to need 8 Terra Steel. Based on the amount of mana that I have, I can make 7, including the one that I have. That's just for making the Elven Gateway Core and the Natura Pylons. It's quite expensive. I'm hoping I'm right. Even if I'm not right, it's not really a big deal. What we can do is that we can set up our automation for Thermal Lilies. Yeah, I think the cost of Terra Steel has also been increased because we just got 4. Okay. Automation it is. For the moment you get rid of your experience. I need the tank. And I think we are going to go with 8 Thermal Lilies. Okay. I still haven't figured out how I want to automate this, but basically what we need to do is that we need to have a dispenser, because with Botania in the past, when you had a dispenser, you could dispense lava or water if you give it a redstone signal. Also, Thermal Lilies have a radius of 1 block, like so. So if you put lava on any of these blocks, it should consume it. The problem is that once you have 2 thermal lilies like this next to each other, if you put the lava over here, it's going to be consumed by this one and that one. And whenever one of them consumes lava and it's on its cooldown, it's going to consistently eat the lava, so the other one will not get anything. Also, this is not a thermal lily, it's just a floating flower. We want them to be floating. Also, I have put a 1 block gap between each dispenser, so that we will not have quasi-connectivity. You know, so that we can activate each dispenser on its own. And I think if we have a setup like this, they should not conflict. Everybody will get their dedicated lava. I'm just hoping that 8 of them is going to be enough. So originally I made a teeny tiny boo-boo. Each mana tablet is half a mana pool. I don't know, for some reason when I was counting everything, I thought it's a mana pool and I divided it wrong. So the price of terror still has not been increased, we already have 6 of them. Also the way that everything works is quite simple. I do have my ender tank, I have my super tank, I have a tank from Ender.io which is filling in the buckets with lava. I have a limited item filter which will put in 1 bucket of lava inside each dispenser. And you know, on brown channel we're inserting the empty buckets. Then we have a hovering hourglass with 6 salt sands, so that is a timer for 6 minutes. 45 seconds for the activation and 5 minutes for the cooldown. We just lose 15 seconds, it's fine. So they don't really produce that much mana, it's a bit less than what you see inside the mana pool at each iteration. I crafted something here so I don't really remember. Let's take it out. Then we measure it together. Well, it has been 1 iteration, every 6 minutes, that's the amount of mana that we get. I might double it, not sure. But for the moment that's not very important, let's try to get our terror steel. I just need elementium, that's it. I got my final pieces of terror steel, and in the meantime I also made my gateway core. And I'm very sorry, I do know how to make an Elven portal, but in 1.7 there was a weird requirement. So I decided to just use a projector, that's it. Oh, and by the way, I have doubled my thermal lilies. 1 set was not enough. 2 sets is a bit better. Besides, lava is free. So the only thing remaining is that we just have to make the Naturo pylons, which I'm really hoping we can. I mean, we can. We have all the ingredients. I'm worried about the V. Yeah, we're out. Is there a better wand? Yeah. Yeah, we already got the quest. We should be fine. What? Oh, we just got it. Yes. So we already know where everything goes. We just have to fill in the mana pools and open the portal. We're doing fine. Also, just in case, let us get a few more sparks. Just for these mana pools, we want to automatically fill them in. I'm an idiot, I just checked the recipe for a recessive augment and it doesn't require a pixie dust. I don't understand why. Here are the pylons like so, and we should be able to turn you on. Lovely. It's really lovely. I'm so happy. So the question is, do we get elementium or is there oh, the recipe is different. What do we throw? What? Well, ironically, that actually makes it a bit cheaper. It's just tungsten. Yes, elementium. I'm not exactly sure when you're going to see this episode, but basically there has been a new update. gtnh has been upgraded to 2.8. There are additional machines from Botania, and I think there's a prismarine line. I don't know what it does. But so far I haven't updated yet because it's in beta. Once it's a full release, I'll also update. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.